Triangle. এবারে না না ফোন নাম্বার আছে। না সে তো আসবে আসবে তবে তো আসছে না, সেটাই হচ্ছে সময় লাগছে। Good afternoon, everyone. I am extremely sorry that I made you people waiting for more than half an hour. This is just, this is not part of my habit. I am never late in the class and I do not encourage it and I do not entertain also. But sometimes since things are inevitable, it goes beyond your capacity and you are not in a position to control it. Oh, কোথায় গেল? কিন্তু আমি যখন দিলাম সিনক্রোনাইজ করার তো দরকার নেই। একটা জিনিস ওয়েট করা তো হবে। এখান থেকে yes, so sometimes you are bound with some technical glitches and things which you don't have control over it. So we are late behind the schedule. So I will be trying to be as fast as possible, so that whatever I had actually in my plan to present before you, I will be in a position to cover it. I believe that all of you are comfortable to listen in English. But however, if you have any question at the end of the presentation, if you are asking in Bengali, there is no problem. I will be trying my level best to explain in Bengali also. So the topic that I have chosen for presentation while I was talking to your head, this is the title that has been given. And I believe that you are aware of the fact that the program has been chalked out within a very short period of time. I have actually come to Thakur Panchanan University for my with some academic work, and then there were some discussion among the geography fraternity, and then Keshav Mandal proposed it, and I readily agreed. And I am a person who has come from the very humble kind of family background. So I do not believe in showmanship, and I do not believe that I will be buying much time. If you are proposing and then I will be saying, no, I don't have time, and I will be requiring you need to send me letter for around 30 days back, ahead, and then only I will be agreeing. I'm not that kind of person. Any academic assignment, if it is within my time frame, if it fits within my schedule, I have no problem. Anywhere, any place, any institution, any level of institution, I am agreed always to be with the students, and I am agreed to speak to them and interact with them. Now, believe me and consider me among yourselves, one of you only. Don't consider me to be a university professor coming from Kolkata and then something who is not accessible and who is holding some higher post. Nothing like that. I'm just like a student. I'm learning, and I will be probably learning from you also. What I'm trying to present is, this is my experience. Few of you might be knowing, as when he was introducing me, my teaching life started from North Bengal, Shahid Khuriram College. I was the first faculty member in that college. So the initial papers that you will be finding in that college, I prepared it. There was no teacher, no non-teaching, so I started that college. When I went to Malda College, I found that Malda College Geography Department doesn't have any teacher. So I started that department. So I built that department also. But the present time where I am in Aliah University, that department was established in the year 2010. I joined 2006, so it was 6 years old. So I got many things already built up. So I carried forward from there. But I happen to be the senior most teacher in the department, so I am having a little bit more responsibility as compared to the teachers who are junior to me. But at the same time, I strongly believe that the people who are junior to me, they know much more than me. So far the advanced technology is concerned, so far the geospatial technology is concerned, they are more equipped than me. It is mere fact that I born little earlier than you, so I am having little more experience. It is not my credit, probably it is the credit of my parents that I got birth little early. So whatever I will be speaking, it will be the experience that I have had with my students in the classroom teaching, while guiding my dissertation students, while guiding my PhD students, and for quite a few years I am evaluating PhD theses from different universities within the state, outside of the state, even outside of the country. So I am having around roughly 20 PhD theses I have evaluated during this around 4-5 year period of time. So the kind of things I see in the students' practical laboratory notebook, in the dissertation report, in the PhD thesis, and the kind of things I find that they are sometimes, I am not saying they are wrong, I will not say they are wrong, but sometimes there is some gap of understanding, some lacuna is there, some gap is there. Maybe that they didn't have that environment to look through the things which should have been improved on. Maybe many of our students are not habituated to go through books. I talk to my students and I say that best teacher, even if you are finding best teacher in the world, I strongly believe that good book is better than teacher. Good book is better than teacher. So learning process will be always enriched if you are going through good book. There is a saying that in some Veda, probably Rig Veda, I do not know exactly, saying that if knowledge is divided into 4 equal quarters, 1 quarter you will be learning it from the teacher, 1 quarter you will be learning from book, 1 quarter will be self-learning, you will be learning yourself through the experience, and 1 quarter will be probably untouched or you cannot reach up to the 100% perfection, that is not possible. 1/4 probably you will remain not knowing that 1/4. So everybody has to try to go to the level best to complete that 1/4 if it is possible. And obviously your classroom teacher as well as the books, they will be helping you to learn. So during my around 27 years teaching life, whatever I have observed from the students and thesis and dissertation, some of them I will be trying to present here so that you are having opportunity to get exposure. What I believe that these are the correct things, correct versions, improved versions, and obviously you can question me. There is no, problem in it, and I will be trying to refer you book from where I have got this idea, which book I follow, and all. Okay, so please try, and you will be finding this BA, BSc first year level things to PhD. Okay, because I handle UG students, I handle PG students, dissertation, PhD, everything. So you might be thinking, what you are talking, sir? These are the UG level things we have learned at the class. BA, BSc first year, second year. Yes, you have learned, but you will be finding there are some problems. You please try to see carefully with great attention. I hope that you will be in a position to find out where are those lacunas and where are the weaknesses. Okay, so the total presentation that I will be trying to make, this will be like, it will be essential attributes of the geospatial data. In geography, whatever data you are using, what are the things that you should be conscious about, that I will be trying to see. When I go for sampling for any survey, he was talking me to discuss about the field work survey and all. So that little bit of that is there. When you will be designing survey schedule, what kind of problem we face and what kind of weaknesses we keep in the survey schedule, and because of that, the data that we get, that data we cannot analyze it, and we do not get most out of that data because of the fact that we have not actually designed the survey schedule properly and we have not captured the data properly. Okay, and then the in geography, scales and measurement, these are very important things. If you are not conscious, if you are not aware of that thing, then you will be in trouble when you will be analyzing your data. Data tabulation, representation of data in the form of different cartograms and cartographic technique, and data presentation in the dissertation, thesis, and reports. So I will show you a few glimpses where people used to commit mistakes. Okay. Now, whenever in geography, whenever you are using data, there is no doubt about it that geography is a discipline which is overloaded with data. You cannot work without data. Be it social geography, political geography, demography, obviously it is all data. So without data, you cannot move in geography much, even if it is physical geography, social geography, human geography, whatever. But then when you use data, we are probably sometimes not very aware of the things which we should be very, very careful about. So what are those things? Unit of data measurement. Which unit you are using to represent data, collection data, presenting data. For example, let's say if there is a question, what is the population of India? Believe me, if somebody says that the population of India is 33 crore, I will give him marks. You will be surprised. You will be saying that if somebody is saying that India's population is 33 crore and you are saying that you will give marks, because the question setter has not been careful about setting the question. He has not said that as per 2021 census, what is the population of India. So the student is very right to write, very correct to write that it is 33 crore, because we have learned that 33 কোটি মোরা নাহি কবুকিন হতে পারিন তবু নাহি মোরাহীন নই মোরাহীন ঠিক আছে তাহলে India population once there was 33 crore, but if you are asking today, then figure is different. So that is the time reference of data. Whenever you are using figure, numerical figure, you should be very, very careful about the unit. You should be very, very careful about the time reference. I will show you a few things, how things go wrong. I will be showing you from the PhD thesis that the data have been used, but there is problem in the unit, there is problem in the scale. And what kind of trouble the research scholar will be facing when the expert will be writing the report because of all these things. Method of collection of data. If the data table is not giving any idea about the method in which data was collected, then data has no meaning. Absolutely, the data has no meaning until and unless along with the scale and time reference, if there is no mention that how data was collected. If it is census data, it is different. If it is NSSA data, it is different. If it is SRS data, sample registration system data, it is different. If it is your own survey, it is different. If you have conducted survey and you have got some data, demographic data, you have not mentioned which sampling technique you have used to collect this data. Again, data loses its relevance. So, I'm sorry. Okay. So, method of collection of data is another vital thing that one has to say. And then source of data, which is very much related to a method of collection of data, that also one has to be very, very conscious. Now, particularly for the junior students who are doing PG, there are primarily two types of sampling. One is probability, another is non-probability sampling. Why I am saying so? I will show you instances where people are writing, so people are posing as if he has used probability sampling, but the language that he is writing is non-probability sampling, and it doesn't make any sense. I will show you some instances. So one has to be very, very conscious that if there is a possibility of adapting probability sampling, you should not go for non-probability sampling. But there are certain situations where you cannot go for probability sampling. You are bound to go for non-probability sampling. Those are the exceptions and those are the things one has to take care of. Okay. Now, you will be finding many of our students will be writing. If I ask him, how have you, which sampling technique you have used, he will be saying random sampling, sir. Now, what is the meaning of random sampling? This is absolutely nonsense to say it is random sampling. There is nothing like random sampling. It is either simple random sampling or systematic random sampling or clustered or stratified and so on and so forth. So, if you are simply saying that I have adapted random sampling, that means you have actually adapted non-probability sampling. But you are saying as if you have adapted probability sampling. Random sampling means you have just conveniently pick up some people and you have surveyed those people. So this cannot be probability sampling. It is non-probability sampling. Okay, I will show you instance how people write it. Okay, this is a page of PhD thesis from our neighboring country, Bangladesh. I will not tell you the university name and researcher name because that will be unethical. So this is the page of a PhD thesis from Bangladesh. And this is the use. It was conducted randomly in 132. What is the meaning of it? To me, it has no meaning. It is useless statement. You should say that you have used simple random sampling or systematic random sampling, or you have gone for non-probability sampling. I have no problem. If situation demands so, you can always go for non-probability sampling. There is no harm in it if situation demands so. Okay. So I gave you one example. Now, whenever you will be designing your survey schedule, you have to be very, very conscious. Your question should not be ambiguous. What is the meaning of it? You are asking a question, but there can be several responses. That is the meaning of ambiguity. So your question should be very, very clear. And I tell you, forgive me, my colleagues, many a times I have found university and college question paper. Question paper is such that there could be different type of answers. So Bappa writes something else, and I am the examiner. I do not like his answer. I do not consider that to be the meaning of the question. So I do not award him his marks. He is writing in another way, and I meant that the question meaning is this. So I found his answer to be correct, and I will give him good marks. So he, poor fellow, he is also good student. He also might be good student, but he will be getting good marks. He will not be getting, because question itself is ambiguous. So one has to put unambiguous question, like the example that I told you. When I am saying that what is the population of India, it is ambiguous question. When I am saying what is the population of India as per 2011 census, this is unambiguous question. There cannot be several answers when I am saying what is the question, what is the population of India as per 2011 census. Okay, I hope that I have been in a position to clarify it. Now, non-overlapping. It should be non-overlapping. Sometimes you put questions such a way they are overlapping. One part overlaps with other. I will give you an example and I will show you. And then exclusivity has to be there. means overlapping, and these two things are related. If there is overlapping, that means it is not exclusive. I will show you example. Then one has to put question which is full of clarity, and there should not be any obscurity. Obscurity should not be there. No lead question should be asked. You should not put anything which leads to an answer which you like to have. That is the meaning of lead question. These days, our degraded media, you will be finding that media person is asking a person, আচ্ছা এটা তৃণমূল করেছে না, আচ্ছা এটা বিজেপি করেছে না, বিজেপি তোমাকে মেরেছে, তৃণমূল তোমার কাছে তোমাকে ভয় দেখিয়েছে. These are the lead questions. The moment you put a question, তৃণমূল এটা করেছে, there is every chance that the answer will be yes. But if you are saying who has done it, then it becomes a question which is neutral. It is not lead question. So one has to be very, very careful when designing a survey schedule. You should not include any question which is a lead question. Okay. Now, in the survey schedule, you should not keep any scope of writing derivative units. What is the meaning of derivative units? Suppose you are sitting with SDO and you are asking him, sir, what is the geographical area of your subdivision? He is saying these many square kilometers. What is the population of your area? So this is the population. Now don't put there what is the density of population. That is the meaning of derivative. You do it later on. You get the primary data, primary information from the respondent, and the whatever derivations you want to do, you do it later on. What happens? The moment you go for derivative unit, then there is every chance of making some mistake. That is first thing. Second thing, that kills the time of the respondent. So why are you, who has given you right to kill the time of the respondent? Respondent's time is precious. So you should be confined yourself to be killing as low time as you can. So within shortest period of time, you should be in a position to find out what you want to do. Okay. Now, so far possible, record data in ratio scale. I will tell you in little detail. Ratio scale. You should not go for nominal, interval or ordinal scale. You should go for ratio scale if it is possible. All the time it is not possible. Wherever there is a possibility, you should go for the ratio scale of capturing data. And before finalization of your survey schedule, one should conduct pilot survey, because until and unless you conduct a pilot survey, you are not very sure that your survey schedule is going to work well in the field. You cannot be very sure. Sorry. Okay. Now, let me give you a few lacuna that people do. This is part of one survey schedule. Okay. This is an example where you are capturing data in group. The moment you capturing data in group, it becomes actually ordinal scale. It doesn't remain ratio scale. Now let's say you have got data that in this category there are 5 responses, this category 10 responses, and so on and so forth. With that, what you can do? This is the frequency count. You can prepare a bar. You can prepare, probably if it is continuous, data histogram. You cannot go beyond it. But this data, if you are capturing in ratio scale, you have enormous opportunity to manipulate that data, correlate that data, data analysis depending on different requirements that you are having. Same type of survey schedule. This is also from a PhD thesis. So this is also taken from PhD thesis, which I have evaluated. Okay. Now coming to this different scale of measurement. So I believe that all of you know that this nominal scale is basically only categorical. Male, female, SC, ST, OBC, Hindu, Muslim type. Okay. You cannot say one is better than other. That type of comparison is not possible. If it is ordinary scale, then it is a sort of rank, 1, 2, 3, 4 rank. Now comparison of rank also becomes very difficult. Means thereby, suppose somebody has got first rank in the class, another person, the next score, he is second, But you cannot say the first is twice better than second, or second is half of the first, because in your class maybe the first ranker has got 100% score and second ranker has got only 30% score. Is it possible or not? In between there is none. It is possible that in between there is none. So first ranker got 100% score, second ranker got only 30% ranker, maybe third rank holder got 29%. So the difference between 29 and 30 is only 1. But second rank and the first rank is so many, means 60, around 60. Okay. So this also, the rank also cannot be made used in calculation. Many things, mathematical calculation, algebraic treatment, that is not possible with the rank also. But certainly it shows that one is better than other. First ranker is better than the second ranker. Okay. So that is the limitation. Then you go for the interval scale. Now interval scale is something where you do not have defined absolute zero. Now if you do not have absolute zero, then also comparison becomes little difficult and calculation becomes little difficult. I tell you, suppose there is a place where the maximum temperature on 1st January, maximum temperature is 30 degrees. There is another place where maximum temperature is 15 degrees. That doesn't mean that the second place is twice warmer than the first one. You cannot say, because zero is not fixed. Zero is not natural zero. It is hypothetically, it has been set somewhere. So this 15 and 30 comparison, one is twice of other, cannot be said. Okay. So that is also some limitation. Now the moment you go for ratio measurement, ratio scale measurement, everything is possible. Addition, comparison, division, subtraction, comparing with other, finding, let's say, correlation, regression, everything is possible. Because of that, I told you, wherever it is possible, you go for measuring data. If it is possible, you go for ratio scale. Please don't go for interval, ordinal, or other scale. The moment you make it group, it becomes ordinal. It doesn't remain a ratio scale, and because of that you cannot do much with that. So if you are arranging it, so it is like at the top is ratio scale, having much more utility, interval is lesser than that, ordinal is lesser than that, and nominal is further lesser than that. You cannot go for any other thing but to calculate the frequency. So different kind of calculations that you can do with nominal, ordinal, and interval. You can see that the ratio scale, if you are capturing data in ratio scale, you can do every operation, mean, median, everything, standard, everything you can do. Okay. Now I will give you example where we make mistake. I will give you example where there is a scope of capturing data in ratio scale. Mistakenly we go to capture data in some other scale. I will give you example, and I will give you example from the real life situation, from the dissertation, from the thesis and all. Okay. Now, so for the non-ambiguity, as I told you, that you should be, while capturing data, you should have very, very explicit idea about what you are going to capture. Suppose you are capturing data, you will require data distance from the village. Now you tell me, if each village is a point, no, village is not a point, it is a special area, okay, special area. Different village has different shape. Maybe that the center of the village may be located at one corner of the village. So even if you are measuring distance, what you are talking about, suppose bus stand. How far is the bus stand from the village? If you are calculating this, from where you are calculating? Calculating from one end or other end or center or the nodal center, from where you are calculating. That is the meaning of ambiguity. Okay. So if you are writing distance of bus stand from the geometric center or the geometric center of the village, then it becomes different. If you are saying that the distance of bus stand from the nearest corner of the village, it becomes unambiguous, because everyone, whosoever will be measuring distance of bus stand from the nearest point, it will be same. Understood? Otherwise, the meaning will be different to different person. That is my point. So that is the meaning of unambiguity in data. Now overlapping. I am very sure most of the colleges and most of the universities you are having this type of, you are asked to say whether you belong to SC, ST, OBC, minority, women and all. Now you tell me, is it not overlapping? There are many SC who are women. There are many ST who are women. There are OBC who are women. And there are general who are minority. There are general who are women. So these groups are not exclusive. So you will be lost with the data. And the calculation and analysis that you will be doing is just nonsense. Just nonsense. And forgive me, junior scholars and teachers, you use model, you use all computerized calculations, but you miss in all these things. So the data based on which you have developed model is useless because you have not taken care of this. Understood? So sometimes I get angry with the young geographers who do not go for caring all these nitty-gritty of the data. If you are not careful, then fine, you may get your publication in good journal, you get job, fine, everything is fine. But to me, your understanding is very poor because you have not taken care of all these things. Your foundation that you have made is on very brittle or fragile base. Okay. Exclusivity. Let us take the example. Now I am given certain terms: cultivator, agricultural laborer. Along with that, let's say daily wage earner. What is the meaning of daily? You are classifying occupation and all work occupation. Then you used to write like this. Now daily wage earner means a person whose labor you have like requisitioned or you have hired the labor. At the end of the day, you are paying money. So he is a daily wage earner. Okay. Now, is he not an agricultural laborer? If he is working in the agricultural field, daily wage earner in the agricultural field, he is agricultural laborer. If he is working in the road construction, he is a construction worker. Understood? That means this agricultural laborer and daily wage earner, these are not exclusive. You have mingled together. Again, data will be not like dependable because of this. Now, often we make mistake with this concept of village and town, or let's say family and household. Now, family and household it can be used interchangeably. Are they synonymous? No, they are not at all synonymous. Family and household is not synonymous, but mistakenly many of us use it like this. If it is synonymous, then what is the meaning of institutional household? Your hostel, entire hostel is one household. Entire correctional home is one household. Entire home is one household. Those are institutional households. So how institutional household and family cannot be treated as synonymous. Fine. Similarly, village and town, many people will be saying, if it is under panchayat, it is rural area, village. If it is under municipality, no. Sorry sir, it is not like that. You have to go by strict definition of Census of India. And Census of India says that there are non-statutory towns which are also known as census towns, which are governed by Panchayati Raj institutions. They are not governed by urban local body. So there is a point of confusion. So if it is rural area, urban area, fine. Town, census town is also town, statutory town is also town. So one has to be very, very, whether you are identifying or distinguishing settlement based on the local government or based on some other criteria, one has to be very clear, clear, and accordingly he has to collect data. Now, this is nothing extraordinary or anything like that. What I am saying, that you tabulate data such a way that there is no ambiguity. So, suppose population SC, ST, a person who is SC can be from rural area, can be male. So, make every individual where you will be putting. You should not go by this type of ambiguity. The moment you are going for this, adapting a process where there is ambiguity, your data will not be reliable, and your data, based on that data, whatever you do, it will not be reliable. Okay. Now, very rudimentary kind of thing, higher secondary type of thing. But there are messages with the help of this. Suppose you are recording precipitation, temperature, things like that, which are continuous in nature. The data is continuous in nature. If you are capturing data, this is fictitious data. This is not real data. So if it is 5 to 10, now you have collected data. Now you are tabulating it. You are classifying it. I am coming to that. So if it is rainfall, and if you have made this type of group, it will essentially mean, it starts with 5, but it ends below 10. 10 is not covered here. 10 will come to the next group. And then it will start from 10, but it will finish at a point which is 14.9999, 1000 times you say. The moment it is 15, it will come to the next group. Now, why I am saying there are, that is the continuous data. Now I am coming to discontinuous data. Okay. Now discontinuous data, this is also known as inclusive series. Why? Because the lower class limit and upper class limit both are included in a particular group. So it starts with 5, it ends at 9, not below 9. It ends at 9. The n is also included here. Okay, sorry, 9 is also included here. Now, problem arises when you use this less than, greater than sign. Otherwise, generally there is no problem. Now, you just look to this. I have written 5 to 10. Instead of that, what you can write? Below 10. Okay. Below 10, by this term, I say that it is anything which is below 10. 10 is not included here. 10 will be included in the next group because it is continuous. But there is another problem. Suppose I have written below 10. Now, what is the lower boundary? Till where it will be going? Please, somebody please tell me. If I say, suppose it is not rainfall, it is temperature. Suppose it is something else. Suppose whether it is related to precipitation or temperature, it is not given. Simply I have said below 10. What is the meaning of it? 5, 6, 7, 0. Yes. Very good. Very good. But madam, if it is, let's say, your age, can it be negative? So you have to apply your mind what context I am using. If it is temperature, there can be negative figure. If it is, let's say, even relief, it can be negative because below sea level. If it is, let's say, growth rate, it can be negative. But if it is, let's say, your income, cannot be negative. Conceptually, income cannot. Your balance can be negative, but income cannot be negative. Your age cannot be negative. Literacy rate cannot be negative. Okay. So if you are talking about literacy rate, suppose, and you are saying below 10, so it automatically means 0 to 10. If it is literacy. But if it is temperature, it doesn't mean 0 to 10. It will go up to the coldest place wherever it is. So minus 50 is also here, minus 40 is also here, minus 3 is also here. So there is a significance of writing this way, and one has to understand what context you are actually using the data, about which variable you have collected and tabulated data, that one has to keep in mind. Similarly, you come to the last group. I have written greater than equal to 3. Who will say whether it is correct or not? It is correct because it is continuous data. So I told you 30 will not be included here, 30 will be included here. So it starts from 30 and goes up to something. So here when I am writing greater than equal to 30, then it is correct. If somebody is writing greater than 30, it is incorrect. Because in that case, where will be 30? Where is the place of 30? So it has to be greater than equal to 30. Now you tell me, where is the end of this data? Where is the end of, when I am saying, suppose it is not precipitation, where is the end of this data? If it is relief, it is the Mount Everest. If it is literacy rate, it is 100%. If it is growth rate, probably there is none. Growth rate can be anything. Suppose it is age, so the longest life that a person can live. Understood? So again, this greater than equal to 30 meaning will depend on the context in which you have collected data and tabulated data. Okay? Now, this is number of cattle, means discontinuous data. Now you see the way of writing has different. You compare it. I am writing below 10, but here I am writing less than equal to 9 or less than 10. You cannot write less than equal to 10, or here you cannot write less than 9, because if you are writing less than 9, then you will be missing 9. There will be no place for 9. Okay? Similarly, the last one, you see, in this group 29 is there, 30 will come to the last group, and because of that I am writing greater than equal to 30, or you can write greater than 29. But I will favor greater than 30 because there is no concept in the number of cattle, there is no concept that there will be a value between 29 to 30. So always it is better you write this way. Okay? So it is the context in which you are collecting and tabulating data. Now, many a times we need to, so far the examples that I gave you, all are equal class width. But there are many cases when you need to go for unequal class interval. Particularly when you are having asymmetric data. Asymmetric data. Suppose the income of Indians, a good example of asymmetric data. So if you have asymmetric data, you have to go always for this unequal class interval. Otherwise, there will be classes where there will be no frequency. Or you have to make so many classes which will be unmanageable. And for this context, let me tell you, though there is no fixed rule how many classes you should have, but usually it is the odd number of classes, and you should try to restrict within some 7 classes. More than 7 classes is not very what to say, healthy. If you go beyond 7 classes, again the purpose of classification gets killed. And in this context, again let me tell you, my junior colleagues, they will be making LULC classes, and there are 36 classes. Am I correct or not? Have you seen presentation 30 classes? Then when I am asked, can you really remember first to last classes? Do you understand anything? It is not possible simply. If you are adapting certain, suppose, what to say, this scheme, suppose champion and set classification of vegetation. So you are having 14 classes. So you cannot modify of your own. If you are classifying vegetation and you are comparing with champion and set, then you have to go for 14 classes only. But if it is within your reach and within your capacity, you should not go for 7 classes. And you should go always for odd number of classes, you should not go for even number of classes. Anyway, so this is one example where you have unequal classes. You see, first one is 1 hectare, then 2 hectare, then 4 hectare, and so on and so forth. You are having unequal classes because it is the example of this asymmetric classification. Now this is again taken from a PhD thesis. Now problem, you see, problem is I will show you this data and the next data, and then I will show where is the problem. So it is above 1 lakh. If it is 1 lakh and there is a city where there is 1 lakh population, where will that city be included? This is below 1 lakh and this is above 1 lakh. Where is the place for 1 lakh? Isn't it? So this is the proper way of classification. This is the proper way of classification. Now I ask my students, is there any possibility that there is an urban center with less than 5,000 population? Does it happen? There is a possibility. I will show you in the next slide. You will get it. In West Bengal, there are some 7 to 8 urban centers as per 2011 census where where the population is less than 5,000. One of such towns is in name is Birodhi, Birodhi, where the population is 3838, 3,838. So it is possible. So you are having less than equal to 4999. You can write less than 5,000, but you cannot write less than equal to less than 4999, because in that case there will be no place for 4999. Okay. Now, okay. Now this is again taken from a PhD. I was talking about the time reference. Okay. Now, excellent PhD supervisor. That thesis came to me. My question is, 1 crore rupees equivalent to this much, these many US dollars. Is it Manmohan Singh's period or Modi ji's period? There is no mention of time reference. What will be the message? There was 60 rupees per dollar, now 83 rupees per dollar. So that is the significance of time reference. So your data should be always coupled with time reference. Even I tell you, not only socio-economic type of data which requires time reference, even physical data also time reference is required. I will give you an example. Suppose there are many, maybe physical geographers. What is the length of Ganga river? Suppose 2,500 kilometers. But is it the fix? Doesn't it happen that because of headward erosion, the river's mouth, the origin shifts? So each year there is little bit of addition, and there might be little bit of curtailment also. Suppose a river has met in a lake, and the lake, because of coastal erosion, lake is advancing towards the land. So in that case, the length of the river is reducing. Am I true or not? Suppose because of the differential rainfall, your measurement will be reduced or not, or you are saying that it will be fixed. No, it is not fixed. So you need to mention even time reference with the data also, the physical data also, but more so with the social and economic data, because socio-economic data changes very fast, physical data changes slowly, relatively. Okay, so this is again taken from a PhD thesis. Same PhD thesis I am telling you. What is the problem with the, see, this is number of holdings. Earlier I have shown you unequal classes. This is the example of unequal classes, number of holdings, and this is total area. See, there is no mention of unit. Is it acre or bigha or katha or square inch or square feet or what? Nothing is there. And because of that, I tell you, because of that, what problems crop up? Suppose you take this group 4 to 10. So all the holdings in this group, this range. Now there are 19 such holdings. So 19 holdings in the group of 4 to 10 hectare, here area is there. Can it be 2 total? Can it be 2 total? See, even if it is a lower range, 4, so 4 multiplied by 19 will be 38, 38 plus 76 probably, 76. So what is the problem here? Problem is this total hectare, total area in hectare, and that is to in thousand. So the author has missed that 1,000. It should have been 2,000. Understood? So if you are not mentioning data as the unit, then it becomes very difficult. You may always say this is typographical error, sir. What conclusion you are drawing with the basis of data? It doesn't make any sense. You are saying that 4 to 10 range and there are 19 holdings and the total area is 2. What is the meaning of it? Understood? One has to be very, very careful about writing this unit and time references. This is again from a PhD thesis. I have evaluated. Now these are the isolines. These are the isolines 2, 3, 8, 7. And what are these 1, 2, 3, 7? This there were like 1 to 4. This has been while cropping, that has been mistakenly, that is not included. Here this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 to 8. And these are the isoline values. Now you see these are the category of soil. Soil you are plotting as if It is the isoline of, let's say, height or rainfall or something like that. Can it be done? No, absolutely, it cannot be done. So this is a cartographic blunder. A cartographic blunder. Okay, I am skipping it. Very ordinary kind of thing. This is the unit of salinity. I have made on the thesis that unity of salinity is not appropriately written. Now, what is the problem in it? Who will tell me what is the problem in it? This actually should have been, this is actually he wanted to write per meter. But what he has written, m minus 1. Simply the mistake that the author has made while writing. So it is communicating some other meaning because of this way of writing. This is typing error, I understand, but it is ultimately. So the evaluator will go by what is written, isn't it? Okay. Now come to this problem in data collection. This is part of survey schedule. What is the, how things get complicated? When you are saying within 100, within 200, within 300, now you tell me if it is within 300, isn't it within 200 also? Am I correct? So it is actually cumulative frequency, but he is presenting as if it is not cumulative frequency. So all these figures are included within 1000. Because 500 is also within 1000, 400 is also within 1000. So this is the problem of designing your survey schedule, and the data will have no use. Absolutely, there will be no use. This is the name based diagram. Now you see, very funny kind. This is again from PhD. See, first thing, why he is putting data, this data in FPS form, feet. Them is not downloaded in FPS. I don't think nobody downloads it. Whether it is available or not, I do not know. But even if it is available, why are you downloading in FPS? So you see, these are the values. Whether these values are in meter or feet, it is difficult to understand. If it is feet, then my question is, why have you adapted this when everything is available in actually meter and all? So you can say MKs, but today you are supposed to use this SI system of units. SI system of units. So when internationally it is accepted that you should use only SI system. So instead of SI system, it's 19 to 41, 41 to 63. First thing, what is the unit? Nothing is written. Second thing, why you are taking this type of word figure? It is continuous. So why you are not starting from, let's say, make this group below 40 and you start from 40, go to 60, from 60 to 80, something like that. Okay, so this type of representation of data, to my mind, is not at all correct. Though I will not say it is absolutely wrong. I will not say absolutely wrong, but not mentioning unit is absolutely wrong, because population density essentially doesn't mean that it will be in meter population per square meter per square kilometer. It can be other unit also. So one has to mention the unit. Okay, I will skip few things. Now coming to the data representation through cartogram and cartography. Okay. Now are you getting bored? No, maybe I don't know. It is it is already evening. No, I won't take much time. Within 15 minutes, I promise that I will finish within 15 minutes. Okay. Once. So all the maps, please, all the maps use actually three type of symbols. One is point, another is line. With great respect, I am telling you that personally I know him very well. I have a lot of discussion with him. Ashish Babu's book writes 4 type of symbol, that is volume. But I do not, I humbly submit that I do not agree with that. And for that matter, if you require, you please you consult the book Maps and Diagrams by Monkhouse. Henry Ray's cartography, Robinson's cartography, you can consult that. I believe that volume symbol has no meaning in cartographic representation. Anyway, but let me tell my own thinking and the way I think. So you are having point symbol. Point symbol can be made again different types. One point symbol is dimensionless, where the dimension has no meaning. Suppose you are showing the state capital or provincial capital of all the states of and union territories of India. So Aizawl is having very small geographical area and population. Mumbai is having large geographical area and large population. But the symbol will be same if you are showing the location of provincial capital of point symbol where there is no meaning of dimension. But the moment you are going to put some data like population, area and all, then you have to go for point symbol with dimension. Now if you are having small range, then you can go for one dimensional. Moderate kind of range, you can go for two dimensional. If you are having very high range, then you have to go for three dimensional. Okay, there is large scale misconception regarding use of this dot and sphere, and many of our friends put question paper also in the exam, and they will give an urban population district wise, and they ask to represent it, and students are expected to draw dot and sphere. This is absolutely wrong. It may sound bad to you. If you want to argue with me, after this presentation you come to, I will make you understand what is the problem with it. Please friends, keep in mind and try to understand. If district wise you have been given rural population and urban center wise urban population, then only you can go for dot and sphere. District wise total urban, total rural, no, dot and sphere you cannot. This is not the suitable. Go two dimensional, three dimensional, that is fine. But on dimension, this dot and sphere will not work. I am repeating it. If district wise or block wise you are having rural population, but urban population is given urban center wise. Suppose Jalpaiguri has got 20 urban centers. Each urban center has got urban population. Then you will be preparing a sphere for those urban centers at their location. Otherwise, where will be the location of your urban center? Total population, where will be the location? In geography, location is very, very important. Okay. So there is confusion. Now, I have a question to all of you. I am not expecting answer right now, but at least my colleagues who are familiar with me, even the students, I need this answer. Among the three dimensional, like sphere, cube, block, pile and all, we always say that sphere is the best one. Okay, that is the most suitable one. Why do we consider sphere to be the most suitable one? Among the three dimensional, I expect Subrato, your Subrato? Okay, I expect this answer. Right, not right now. If you will you try now? Will you try? Why? Or for that matter, anyone? Why sphere? Why not, let's say, cube? No, sir. Sorry. That is not the reason. That is not the reason. People say that, but that is not the reason. I tell you, the reason is volume of data, and then no. But then, if you are having large range, you can use cube also. What is the problem in cube? I am saying, what is the special advantage of sphere over cube? That is my question.
Requires a less amount of space.
Thanks. Sphere requires smaller space. This is the reason why we go for sphere. Now, how to understand? Water gets spherical shape because of its surface tension. The earth got spherical shape because of surface tension. Tetrahedral theory, you study tetrahedral theory, you will get to know this. So, for the given surface area, maximum up to you. I found very few people who know the inside story. Very good, madam. thanks to it. Okay, very good. So now come to the line symbol. Very ordinary thing I am telling you. If it is some volume is represented, some numerical value means the data is represented, numerical data is represented through line symbol, then there is a scale. If it is not, then it becomes, suppose you are showing coastline, suppose you are talking about flow of goods and services, suppose you are talking about number of train services, bus services, you will be going for line symbol when there will be scale. Now coming to the area symbol, you are having with scale like without scale like chorochromatic. Chorochromatic is a process where there is no scale. Like all the, suppose the master plan of a city that you have, planning of a city that you have. So those are the chorochromatic, where you can use different type of color, you can use. If it is, you are having choropleth, and in choropleth again there are large scale misconception, and I have found including PhD thesis. Suppose you have been given district wise population, absolute population, people are making choropleth map. I don't know how can you make choropleth map. Suppose Cooch Behar district, you are having some 18 blocks, each block you are having population. Can you make this choropleth? No, you cannot. You cannot simply. You have to go for point symbol. You have to go for point symbol, because choropleth is something where always you use this some kind of ratio, proportion, those data. Example is population density. Suppose percentage of agriculture area under irrigation. Suppose percentage of SC, ST, etc., etc. Male-female ratio, child sex ratio, etc. These are the data which will be represented through choropleth. And then you are having choroschematic. Choroschematic maps are where you are showing distribution through symbol. Okay, that kind of map which is not having again scale. Okay, now this is point symbol without scale. So here you are showing only the uranium mines distribution. So it doesn't show that this is higher than this one, or this is better than this one, or more production. Nothing is there. Only location. Okay. This is one dimensional. One dimensional. So range is less. So you have adopted one dimensional. That is like bar and all. I told you that I will show you example where you are having this. This is census town in Behar. This is Patliputra housing colony. This is 3531. Actually, this thing I took to present in Patna University once. So that is the slide. So I am giving you Patna example. So you are having 3531. So it is possible that the urban center will be even less than 5000. This is combination of dot and proportional circle. So you are having urban center wise population, but the range is not very high. So you can go for two dimensional. If you are having very high range, then you have to go for three dimensional. This one. This is taken from Robinson's book. Okay. So rural population shown by dot, urban population are shown by sphere. And these are the actual location of those urban centers, what I told you. So these are the census tract that say. So each census tract, let's say this census tract is having more than one this urban center. So within urban center, more than one urban center. So each urban center has been shown with the help of sphere at their own location. Population distribution can be shown even with the help of this population potential map. Even the mean center of population, median center of population, I hope that you people have learned it. Those are also population distribution maps. So population distribution cannot be shown only with dot and sphere or density through choropleth. These are also methods. This is also taken from Monkhouse book. Okay, it is possible to show population distribution through this population potential. These are the flow diagram, means line symbol with scale. This is choropleth. Now, one thing I tell you, particularly the junior students, when you are doing choropleth, either you should go for line symbol or you should go for one color different density. You should not go for different color. Some students, many of you know, but some students make mistake. So same color different density, you can, it is allowed for choroplay. This is chorochromatic map. So land use map type, I said the planning of the city. Okay, this is chorochromatic map. Choroschematic, sorry, choroschematic. Now this is end. Now I will sincerely invite questions. So far it was monologue. I went on talking and talking. Now any question, any doubt, anything you want, any clarification you want from me, I am ready to face your question. Please. And it will be, my effort will be successful, or you can say fruitful, if you are really asking me questions. And all the students, faculty member, whosoever is present here. Yes. And you are free to ask in Bengali also. I will reply in Bengali, no problem. Yes. Pilot sir, yes. Pilot sir. Okay. Okay, I'm telling. Okay. Thank you. Are you PG student? Okay. It's natural that you will be having questions. But the senior researchers, they will be knowing. Actually, what happens then, that may schedule. Until and unless you go to the field, you will not be in a position to understand exactly what are the problems with the survey schedule or questionnaire, whatever you say. There is problem with questionnaire and survey schedule also. I will tell you. So you call it survey schedule, you call it questionnaire, you have designed, and you are going to the field and you are finding that there are many irrelevant things that you have included and few relevant things we are not included. You have used some unit which is not applicable in this area, some other type of, and sometimes even the unit also not universal. You know that same unit like Katha in Bardhaman, Katha in Malda, Katha in Cooch Behar is different. Bigha in Cooch Behar, Bigha in South Dinajpur is different. And sometimes you know that 80 pieces of betel leaf is known as 100. Amake 100 pan dao. Do you know how many pieces he will give me? 80. এখন 70 হয়তো এখানে 70 আমি পান খাইও না, ফলে লেটেস্ট এটা আমি জানি না, কিন্তু আমাদের এলাকায় 80 পিস পান পাতাকে 100 বলা হয়। তাহলে তুমি বুঝতে পারছো, তাহলে এই যে সমস্যাগুলো হবে, until and unless you go to the field, it is very difficult to understand. So you draft a schedule, you go to the field, conduct pilot survey, means you go to few households, few respondents, some 10, 15, 20, and then you understand which changes I have to make. So come back, make changes, finalize it, and then go to the field. That is the meaning of pilot survey. ওই যে ইন্টারভিউ তুমি 20 জনের সার্ভে করলে, that is pilot survey. হ্যাঁ, সার্ভে শিডিউল, আর এটা আমি একটু বলি, এটা যদি না বলি তাহলে আমার অপরাধ থেকে যাবে। সার্ভে শিডিউল আর কোয়েশ্চেনার এক নয়। কোয়েশ্চেনার ইজ সামথিং ওয়্যার ইউ আর ফ্রেমিং কোয়েশ্চেন, সিরিজ অফ কোয়েশ্চেনার ইজ এ প্লুরাল, সিরিজ অফ কোয়েশ্চেনস পুট টুগেদার। অনেক আমাদের ভাই বোনরা উচ্চারণটাও কোয়েশ্চেনিয়ার বলে, একদম নয়, কোয়েশ্চেনার, কোয়েশ্চেনার মানে NAIRE, questionnaire, not year, it's not year. So you put questions, you send your questionnaire to the respondent by mail, by postal ballot, by some messenger, something particular. Example, ধরে নাও যে তুমি ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গলের সব জিওগ্রাফি ডিপার্টমেন্টে একটা তুমি সার্ভে করতে চাও, কত এরিয়া আছে, কটা ক্লাসরুম আছে, কত স্টুডেন্ট আছে, ইত্যাদি ইত্যাদি ইনস্ট্রুমেন্ট ইত্যাদি। তুমি তোমার মত অনুযায়ী এটা তৈরি করে তুমি সমস্ত হেডকে পাঠিয়ে মেল করলে। এবার বাপ্পার কাছে গেল, দেয়ার ইজ এ কোয়েশ্চেন, হাউ মেনি টিচার্স ডু ইউ হ্যাভ? বাপ্পা লিখে পাঠালো 4, কিন্তু সিএসসি রেকমেন্ডেড ফুল টাইম টিচার বাপ্পা একা। তুমি কিন্তু ওটাকে 4 জন টিচার ধরে নিলে, ঠিক আছে, কারণ বাপ্পাকে না তুমি ক্ল্যারিফাই করেছো, না বাপ্পার ক্ল্যারিফিকেশন চাওয়ার কোনো স্কোপ আছে। হোয়াট এভার মেসেজ হি গট, হি ফিল্ড আউট অ্যাজ পার হিজ আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ডিং। এবার তোমাকে ফেরত পাঠিয়ে দিল, তুমি ধরে নিলে দিনহাটা কলেজে 4 জন টিচার আছে। ইয়েস 4 জন টিচার আছে, কিন্তু একজন ফুল টাইম, 3 জন এসএসসিটি। এইটা তুমি কি করে বুঝবে? এইটা যখন তুমি ওর কাছে যাবে শিডিউল নিয়ে, সার্ভে শিডিউল, নট নাও কোয়েশ্চেনের তুমি পাঠিয়ে দিয়েছো যেটা সেটা, তুমি সার্ভে শিডিউল নিয়ে যখন যাবে, স্যার আপনার এখানে কজন টিচার আছে, ও তখন বলবে তুমি কি ফুল টাইম টিচারের কথা বলছো না সবাইকে মিলিয়ে বলছো? So there is a scope of clarification. Ambiguity যা থাকার সেগুলো ক্লারিফাই হয়ে যাবে। তখন ও বলবে না ভাই আমার তো 4 জন টিচার আছে, কিন্তু একজন ফুল টাইম সিএসসি রেকমেন্ডেড আর 3 জন হচ্ছে এসএসসি। তুমি প্রয়োজনে ওখানে মডিফাই করে ওখানে লিখবে 3+1 বাট 1+3, ঠিক আছে? কিন্তু মুশকিল হচ্ছে এটার জন্য তোমাকে সারা পশ্চিমবঙ্গের সব জিওগ্রাফি ডিপার্টমেন্টে যদি যেতে হয় কত টাকা খরচ হবে, কত সময় লাগবে? So your data quality will be very high. It assures you better quality of data, but it costs you money, time and energy. তুমি যদি শিডিউল পাঠিয়ে দাও, একটা তুমি শিডিউলটা করে ইমেল যদি তুমি কালেক্ট করে থাকো, সিঙ্গেল ক্লিকে সবার কাছে মেল চলে গেল, কোনো খরচ নেই, নিয়ারলি কোনো খরচ নেই, তারা উত্তরও তোমাকে দিয়ে দিল, কিন্তু সম্ভাবনা আছে অনেকে তোমাকে উত্তর দেবে না, ঠিক আছে? তাহলে তোমার কভারেজটা অনেকটা কমে যেতে পারে যদি ইট ইজ কোয়েশ্চেনার, আর কোয়ালিটি অফ ডেটা অনেক পুয়ার হবে। যেমন বললাম যে ও 4 লিখে দেবে, বাট ইউ উইল সেভ মানি অ্যান্ড ইউ উইল সেভ টাইম অ্যান্ড এনার্জি অলসো। সো ইউ হ্যাভ টু মেক ট্রেড অফ, whether you want to assure quality or you want to save money and energy and time. তুমি যেটার পক্ষে যাবে সেই অনুযায়ী তুমি করবে। I believe that in the questionnaire there is a scope of putting question in question form. তোমার নাম কি, তোমার বয়স কত, তোমার স্কুলের দূরত্ব কত, but in survey schedule please do not put things in question form. Your name, your age, your height, ওখানে একটা আছে ডিফারেন্স। কোয়েশ্চেনারে কোয়েশ্চেন ফর্মে দেবে, সার্ভে শিডিউলে তুমি অ্যাফার্মেটিভ এতে থাকবে। যিনি সার্ভে করবেন মিন্স দ্য সার্ভেয়ার will directly face the respondent. If there is any clarification required, that person will be clarified. আর কোয়েশ্চেনারে সেই স্কোপ নেই, ফলে ডেটা কোয়ালিটি অনেক পুয়ার হয়ে যায়। ঠিক? আর কিছু আমি এক্সপেক্ট করছি ছাত্রদের কাছ থেকে, বিশেষ করে ওনারা তো আমাদের থেকেও বেশি জানেন হয়তো অনেকে, আমি ছাত্রদের কাছ থেকে এক্সপেক্ট করছি বেশি। আপনারাও জিজ্ঞেস করতে পারেন, সেটাই কোনো নেই, আমার কোনো রিজার্ভেশন নেই, কেন আসতেনি করছে। কেন নয়? তোমার সঙ্গে আমি গট আপ গেম খেলবো নাকি যে তুমি আমাকে নিয়ে এসছো বলে কোয়েশ্চেন করতে পারবে না? আমি কি নেতা নাকি? বলো, যা কিছু হোক।
একটা জিনিস করা দিয়ে সমস্যা করি,
ইয়েস,
মাইন্ডের ভেতরে 10, এবার আমার যে কোনো ম্যাপিং এ 10 আছে, সেই ভ্যালুকে প্রেজেন্ট করব, সেই প্রেজেন্ট করতে গিয়ে সমস্যা হয়, যেমন সার্কেল করব, আর কতটুকু সার্কেল করব, বা কিভাবে জোনটা টানবো, এইটা একটা
বুঝে গেছি, ঠিক আছে। মানে তুমি ধরো ওই স্লোপেরই হোক বা অল্টারনেট কিছু একটা তো হয়েছে, তুমি একটা জায়গাতে একটা শুধু ভ্যালু পেয়েছো 10, তার আশপাশে আর ভ্যালু নেই। আচ্ছা, তার পাশের ভ্যালুগুলো কত সেটা বলো আমাকে। একটা তো 10 আছে, আর তুমি 10-এর ইন্টারভ্যাল নিয়েছো, আর পাশের ভ্যালুগুলো বলো কম বেশি কি আছে বলো। একটা বলো না, একটু বলো তাহলে। আচ্ছা 20 আছে, 20 আছে, আর এদিকে মাঝখানে 15 আছে, আর ওদিকে তোমার 10 আছে। আচ্ছা, এইখানে মুশকিলটা হচ্ছে যে তোমার যদি মানে সারাউন্ডিং এরিয়ার সাফিসিয়েন্ট ইনফরমেশন না থাকে, then it is really difficult, but what you can do is that depending on the other values, কাছাকাছি আদার যে ভ্যালুগুলো আছে সেই অনুযায়ী ওখান থেকে শুরু করে তুমি একটা এক ধরনের কি বলবো, মানে ওই ওপেন এন্ডেড এর মতো করে, মানে এইরকম করে এখানে 20 আছে তো এইরকম করে ছোট্ট একটা এরকম করতে, কিন্তু তো সেখানে তোমাকে দেখতে হবে যে এদিকের ভ্যালু এদিকের ভ্যালুগুলো কি আছে। আর তা না হলে তোমার ট্রেনের ইন্টারভ্যালটাকে তোমাকে চেঞ্জ করতে হবে, বুঝলে? দরকার হলে তোমাকে ট্রেনের ইন্টারভ্যাল চেঞ্জ করতে হবে, তাছাড়া কোনো উপায় নেই। এগুলো যে কোনো টেকনিকের কিছু লিমিটেশন থাকে, কিছু করার নেই। তোমাকে আইদার রেঞ্জ চেঞ্জ করে দিতে হবে, মানে কোন কোন আইসোপ্লেট নেবে সেটা চেঞ্জ করে দিতে হবে, আর না হলে তোমাকে ওই রকম করে টানতে হবে। এখন এখানে একটা জিনিস বোঝার ব্যাপার আছে, যে তুমি এই যে 10 আইসোপ্লেটের ভ্যালুটা, মানে যে ভ্যালুটা তুমি 10 পেয়েছো, এই ভ্যালুটা ক্যালকুলেশনে গিয়েও তো তোমার কিছু প্রবলেম হয়ে থাকতে পারে। মানে হোয়াট আই এম সেইং ইজ দ্যাট আইদার ইউ হ্যাভ ওভার এস্টিমেটেড অর আন্ডার এস্টিমেটেড, মানে ও যে একদম নিখুঁত ট্রেনই, এটা নিয়েও তো একটু সমস্যা আছে। সেই জন্য ওই যে যেখানে যে আমি যেভাবে তোমাকে বললাম, সেখানে যে প্রবলেমটা আসবে সেটাকে তোমাকে ইগনোর করা ছাড়া কোনো উপায় নেই। ঠিক আছে? এনিথিং এলস? কি রিলেটেড বলো, আমি যাচ্ছি। কি রিলেটেড? হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, যাচ্ছি যাচ্ছি যাচ্ছি। 10-12 যাই হোক, সে কোনো সমস্যা না। তুমি বলো আরো আগে যাবো না? হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, বেশ বেশ, এটা বেশ। আমি আমি কিন্তু এক্সপেক্ট করবো যে যে কোনো মানে এক্সাম্পলটা অমুক জিনিসের আমি ডেটা কালেক্ট করেছি এইভাবে বলতে হবে, না হলে কিন্তু উত্তরও ঠিকঠাক দেওয়া যাবে না। ইউ টেল মি দ্য কনটেক্সট, কি সেট ডেটা কালেক্ট করা হয়েছে, কি পাওয়া গেছে, আমি তখন উত্তরটা দেবো। ইনকাম, বেশ বেশ বেশ। না, কন্টিনিউয়াস সিরিজে লোয়ার ভ্যালু তো ওখানে আসবে, সমস্যা নেই। 5 to 10 যদি লিখি, তো তারপরেটা তো 10 to 15 আছে, তাহলে লোয়ার ক্লাস ক্লাস বাউন্ডারি তো ওই গ্রুপে আসবে, ডিফিকাল্ট কিছু নেই। আমি বুঝাতে পারলাম কি? যেহেতু ওটা লোয়ার ক্লাস বাউন্ডারি, সেই জন্য কোনো অসুবিধা নেই। আর কেউ যদি বিলো 10 লিখে, সে তো লিখতে পারে, কিন্তু আমি বলছি যে বিলো 10 লেখার একটা রিস্ক আছে। রিস্কটা হচ্ছে, the moment you will be going for let's say calculation of mean, বা ওপেন এন্ডেড দিয়ে মিন ক্যালকুলেশন করা যাবে, প্রত্যেকটা জিনিসের কনটেক্সটটা বুঝতে হবে। আমার যখন আমি দেখবো অনেক আউটলায়ার আছে ডেটাতে, আমি ওকে ওই যে অ্যাসিমেট্রিক ডিস্ট্রিবিউশনের মতো কিছু একটা আছে, আদানি আম্বানি বিশাল ইনকাম, তাহলে আমি ওদের অ্যাকোমোডেট করতে গিয়ে যদি নাম্বার অফ গ্রুপ বাড়িয়ে দিই, দ্যাট অলসো নট, দ্যাট ওন্ট বি ওয়াইজ ডিসিশন। আর আমি যদি অনেক বড় গ্রুপ করি, তাহলে তো আমি তুমি সবাই একটা গ্রুপে সব চলে আসবে, তো দ্যাট অলসো উইল নট বি ওয়াইজ। সেই জন্য আমাকে আনইকুয়াল গ্রুপ করতে হবে। তো আনইকুয়াল যখন গ্রুপ করা যাবে, তো সেরকম কনটেক্সটে এই যে বিলো 10 এর মানেটা কি, সেটা নির্ভর করবে যে কার উপর আমি যেটা ভ্যারিয়েবলটা কি তার উপর। কখনো ওটা 0, কখনো আবার 0 নিচে। ছাত্র, তোমাদের কি একটু ভালো লাগেনি আমি এত বাজে বললাম? আরে বাবা, আমার একটু একটু অন্তত মনের শান্তি নিয়ে যেতে দাও, তোমরা কিছু প্রশ্ন করো, তবে আমি মনের দিক থেকে শান্তি পাবো। তোমাদের মনে কোনো প্রশ্ন নেই? আমি তো মোটামুটি শিওর যে কিছু জায়গা তো কন্ট্রাডিকশন এসছে, তুমি কিছু জানতে আর আমি বললাম অন্য কিছু, এরকম তো একটা দুটো অন্তত এসছে, সেটাই জিজ্ঞেস করো। কন্ট্রাডিকশন তো নিশ্চিত ভাবে এসছে। হ্যাঁ ভাই। হ্যাঁ। হুম। না, রেটিং তো ওটা অন্য ধরনের জিনিস, ওটা অন্য ধরনের রেটিং স্কেলে তো আমরা আমাদের মতো করে সেট করতে পারি। ওটা আমাদের মতো করে মানে ওয়ার্ড নাম্বারে করা ভালো, লাইক আর্ট ইত্যাদি অনেক কিছু আছে, এটা আমরা নিজেদের মতো করে করতে পারি। ওই স্কেলের কনটেক্সটটা এটা থেকে মনে হয় একটু আলাদা। এক মিনিট, আর কিছু একটা প্রশ্ন করছে, তাহলে সবারও হয়তো ওটা প্রশ্ন হতে পারে। আমার মনে হয় যে ইন্টারভ্যালকে ওরকম ভাবে যখন 1 2 3 4 করে রেটিং স্কেলে নিয়ে যাওয়া হচ্ছে, তখন সেটা কিন্তু ইন্টারভ্যাল স্কেল থাকছে না, দ্যাট ইজ বিকামিং অর্ডিনাল স্কেল। ওটা অর্ডিনালে চলে যাচ্ছে, আর ওটা ইন্টারভ্যাল স্কেল থাকছে না, ওই যে র্যাঙ্ক দেওয়ার মতো ব্যাপারটা চলে যাচ্ছে। কি ডায়াগ্রাম? ও আচ্ছা, শেষ 10 নয়, 10 নিচে, ওখানে একটা, হ্যাঁ 10 নিচে, শেষ 10 কিন্তু নেই ওখানে। হ্যাঁ বেশ, ঠিক। সেটা একদম একদম ঠিক কথা, কিন্তু আমি একজন রিসার্চার হিসেবে আমার কাছে তো ডেটা অলরেডি রয়েছে, আমি তো কোনো একটা ডেটার ক্লাসিফিকেশন করছি, তখন তো আমার লোয়েস্ট পসিবল ভ্যালু কি সেটা তো আমি জানি। অতএব দেয়ার ইজ নো হার্ম ইফ আই এম সেটিং এট 5, কারণ আমার কাছে তো অলরেডি ডেটা আছে। আমি যেটা থিওরিটিক্যাল যখন বলছি তখন তো অন্য জিনিস, সেই জন্য তো আমি বললাম যে বিলো 10 মানে কি কনটেক্সটে কি ভ্যারিয়েবল তার উপর নির্ভর করবে, কিন্তু আমার কাছে যখন অলরেডি ডেটা চলে এসছে, তখন তো আমার যদি লিটারেসি রেট রিলেটেড ডেটা থাকে, তাহলে আই ক্যান স্টার্ট ভেরি ওয়েল এট 0 বিকজ দ্যাট ইজ দ্য লোয়েস্ট পসিবল ভ্যালু। কথা বোঝা গেল? তা আমি থিওরিটিক্যাল বলছি তখন অন্যভাবে বলছি, কিন্তু আমার কাছে যখন ডেটা চলে এসছে, তখন তো আমার লোয়ার ভ্যালুকে আমার নোন এর জায়গাতে সেট করতে কোনো অসুবিধা নেই। একদম 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 একদম, ভ্যারিয়েবল কি কি কনটেক্সট সেটা খুব গুরুত্বপূর্ণ। Little loudly because of fan and all, I am not listening. Let me go to that slide, then it will be probably easier. Yes, this one. The things that have been portrayed through this map, these are categories. These are the soil categories. These cannot be numerical values. কথা বোঝা গেল? Loamy soil, sandy soil, etc. These are the things like Hindu, Muslim, SC, ST, male, female type, categorical. Now, what he has done, actually, this is a understanding of himself. ও আসলে করেছে কি, প্রবলেমটা করেছে কি, he wanted to say that this is one category of soil. ভ্যালুগুলো হচ্ছে এখানে সিরিয়াল নাম্বার, that he should not have given. That is my question. He should not have given these values here as if these are isoline. What he should have given, he should have made something like this legend, that this shade means this type of soil, this shade means this type of soil, this shade means this type of soil. Finished. Then the map would have been flawless. What you are talking relief, that is entirely different. Relief is a numerical value, the volume is there, value is magnitude